Once upon a time in a distant land called Tidi Village, a prophecy foretold the birth of a princess named El-Lema. The prophecy was shared by the wise priestess Abira, who revealed that on the night of El-Lema's birth, a dove would rest on her bed, and heavy rainfall would grace the day. Most intriguingly, El-Lema would bear a special birthmark in the shape of a dove on her back, signifying her destined partnership with Prince Bami. El-Lema, however, was not born into a life of luxury. Orphaned at the tender age of 12, she had to fend for herself, relying on her skills as a healer and her innate kindness. Her father, a skilled hunter, and her mother, a humble petty trader, left her with the legacy of hard work and resilience. Despite her challenging circumstances, El-Lema blossomed into a woman of extraordinary beauty, a kind heart, and an innate ability to heal the sick. As the years passed, suitors from far and wide sought El-Lema's hand in marriage, attracted by her beauty and reputation as a healer. Yet, El-Lema remained uninterested in their advances, as if an unseen force guided her heart. Little did she know that her destiny was intricately woven with that of Prince Bami, who was blissfully unaware of the prophecy surrounding his future bride. Prince Bami, born into the opulence of the royal palace, was a charismatic and beloved young man. His birth brought immense joy not only to his family, but also to the entire village. As fate would have it, 1 month after Prince Bami's birth, a message arrived at the royal palace through the divine conduit of Priestess Abira. The gods had chosen a wife for Prince Bami, a woman yet to be born. Abira, with an air of mystique surrounding her, conveyed the signs that would herald the chosen one. This future queen would possess a good heart, a pure soul, and exceptional healing abilities. The night of her birth would be accompanied by the presence of a dove and a heavy rainfall, and she would bear a birthmark resembling a dove on her back. The gods had ordained that she would rule side by side with Prince Bami, bringing prosperity and harmony to Tidi Village. True to the prophecy, exactly 1 year and 6 months later, El-Lema entered the world. Her beauty was captivating, her kindness infectious, and her healing abilities renowned throughout the village. The signs foretold by Abira manifested. The dove rested on her bed, and a torrential rainfall graced the day of her birth. Most importantly, the birthmark in the shape of a dove adorned her back, confirming her divine selection. El-Lema's upbringing was marked by struggle and solitude, but her resilience and generous spirit endeared her to the villagers. She became a beacon of hope, a healer who asked for nothing in return. As word of her extraordinary qualities spread, people would bring their sick loved ones to her, and she would heal them with a touch of her hands. Despite the challenges she faced after losing her parents at a young age, El-Lema remained steadfast in her commitment to a simple and humble life. Many suitors sought her hand in marriage, bringing gifts in the hope of winning her favor. However, El-Lema, guided by an unseen force, found none of them worthy of her affection. Meanwhile, Prince Bami, unaware of the divine plan set in motion, grew into a compassionate and thoughtful young man. His love for the people of Tidi Village was evident in his actions, and he was adored by all who knew him. Little did he know that a chance encounter with a snake would alter the course of his life and intertwine his destiny with that of El-Lema. One cool evening, as Prince Bami took a leisurely stroll along a lonely road, a snake bit him, and he cried out for help. El-Lema happened to be nearby, gathering firewood, and rushed to his aid. With her healing touch, she nursed the prince back to health. In that moment, a profound connection sparked between them, and an unspoken understanding enveloped their hearts. As Prince Bami regained consciousness, he was struck by the extraordinary qualities of the woman before him. Grateful for her kindness, he introduced himself as the Prince of Tidi Village. El-Lema, in her gentle and unassuming manner, greeted him, not fully grasping the significance of the encounter. From that day forward, Prince Bami found himself drawn to El-Lama, and she too felt an unusual connection that transcended the ordinary. He would visit her often, and their friendship deepened into a bond that surpassed the boundaries of social status. The prince, captivated by El-Lama's character and beauty, eventually mustered the courage to express his desire to marry her. However, societal norms and the expectations of royalty stood as formidable barriers. When Prince Bami approached his parents with the intention of marrying El-Lama, they vehemently opposed the idea. The king and queen were adamant that the gods had already chosen a wife for the prince, a woman of noble birth who would befit his royal stature. Undeterred by his parents' objections, Prince Bami continued to pursue his love for El-Lama. He believed in the purity of her heart and the depth of their connection. He vowed to defy the expectations placed upon him and to follow the dictates of his own heart. In a bold move, Prince Bami brought El-Lama to the palace to introduce her to his parents and share the story of their connection. Despite El-Lama's humble background, the prince believed that love should transcend societal norms. However, to his dismay, his parents refused to accept her as their future daughter-in-law. In a heart-wrenching moment, the king and queen informed Prince Bami that he was already betrothed to a woman chosen by the gods. The throne, it seemed, came with a predetermined path, and El-Lama, despite her virtues, did not fit into that grand design. Devastated and heartbroken, El-Lama left the palace and returned to her humble abode. The prince, unable to accept this cruel twist of fate, followed her to explain the misunderstanding. However, El-Lama, hurt and disillusioned, refused to listen. In her eyes, she had been cast aside for a woman she had never met, chosen by gods who seemed indifferent to matters of the heart. Undeterred by El-Lama's initial rejection, Prince Bami persisted in his efforts to make amends. He visited her the next day, hoping to clarify the situation and express the sincerity of his feelings. As El-Lama reluctantly emerged to hear him out, a tragic accident occurred. She slipped and fell, and in that moment of vulnerability, Prince Bami noticed the birthmark on her back, the unmistakable dove-shaped mark that matched the prophecy. In a revelation that shook them both, Prince Bami realized that El-Lama was the chosen one all along. The birthmark, the dove, and the rainfall, all the signs were present. Overwhelmed with emotion, he confessed the truth to El-Lama, recounting the details of the prophecy and the undeniable connection they shared. Stunned and speechless, El-Lama absorbed the weight of the revelation. She, too, shared the story her parents had told her about the dove on the roof and the heavy rainfall on the day of her birth. The pieces of the puzzle fell into place, and the true nature of their connection became clear.